Hey guys, it's your boy, Young Woods, back with another video. And today I want to talk about, hopefully, a relatable topic. The topic is why I didn't go to college. Wait, no, it's why I dropped out of college, I should say. I did go to college. I went there for like a year, hated it, got out, just was not for me. But I wanted to explain the tales of Young Woods. I want to explain why I dropped out. Because I was actually doing pretty good. I was a straight A student for the most part. I got an A plus in communications. I did English and biology. I did some of the prerequisite classes that I needed. I was really bad at math. I think they put me in like it was a weird like math class for like people that really sucked at math. You needed to do that before you can do the actual math course. That just tells you how much of an idiot I am. I'm just good at other things. But I was really good at English, didn't do too well in biology, sucked at math, and I was really good in communications. But communications, if you fail communications class, you just didn't show up. You didn't care to try. But the reason I didn't stay, I could have stayed. I could have, you know, I could have taken it more seriously. It got to the point where I was like, yo, I'm good at college. This is good. I'm working at Pete's Coffee on the side. I'm getting to meet people and stuff, but it just got to the point where I was like, I just don't think this college thing is for me. A lot of it was the environment. Everyone was like a druggie. All the girls were like ratchet. Keep in mind, I went to a community college. There were students that were there to actually learn and like progress in life, but I'm also saying that there are people who are the majority that happen to just not care. Like they were just there, so their parents didn't kick them out or anything. Just basically criminals, druggies, the worst of the worst. That's what it was. But that's what you get when you go to Nova. You know, it is what it is. I went with what life handed me. I do think if I had the money to go to like an actual like state college, I probably would have had a lot more fun and probably would have been compelled to stay. Because the other reason that I didn't really like the college experience at community college was that the teachers barely spoke English, so you couldn't understand a word they were saying. So God forbid you have mentally challenged person like myself trying to learn some geometry and algebra, and you got someone that can't even articulate his words properly to said person who speaks English. You know, I don't understand how some of these people got jobs there. I don't know. It baffles me. It's a community college, but like, what are we doing? Like, could we not get English speakers to teach an English course? Is that not possible? I don't understand. But I digress. I was just not having a good time. I felt like I was in, I literally felt like I was at the poor people school. That's what it felt like. I don't, I'm poor. I'm broke, but I'm not poor. I'm doing all right. But I definitely felt in my bracket. And needless to say, I don't like my bracket. You know, it was, I just couldn't stand it. Everyone there was unmotivated. And maybe I sound like a victim. I don't know. But that you stay around people like that long enough, it starts to rub off on you. It just got to the point where I was like, this scene is not for me. And all the stuff we were learning, I was like, I don't understand how I could really apply this in a job. Like, I was doing business administration. You know, the number one course male students take? It's business administration. Everybody's competing for the same degree. So even if I did get a degree, I know it'd be super hard for me to get a job, or at least a job that I liked or wanted to do for the rest of my life. Imagine, let's take a step back. Imagine you're talking to an 18-year-old, 19-year-old, 20-year-old, 21-year-old. Brain hasn't even developed yet. And you ask them, what do you want to do for the next 60 to 70 years, huh? Do you know? Do you know what you're supposed to do for the next period of your life? You're insane if you don't know. What's wrong with you? Like, do you know what that does to someone? I did not know what I wanted to do. I just knew that I wanted to make a lot of money. A lot of money. My thinking is that if this guy is teaching me business at a community college, Why isn't he just rich counting the bills on a yacht with some models? Why is he here making 40K a year to try to teach my dumb ass some business? Like, if you want to learn business, wouldn't you want to learn from someone that's maybe, I don't know, successful at it instead of some teacher who, couldn't excel in the workplace, so he decided, yo, I'm just going to teach? There are teachers with no real experience in their profession that just teach. Why would you want to learn from someone like that? If I want to learn stocks, you think I'm going to learn it from the guy that works at McDonald's or Warren Buffett? Maybe if I picked up a Warren Buffett book, I'd learn a lot more about stocks and investing than I would from somebody that doesn't do stocks and investing. Am I crazy? Am I crazy for saying this? Is this controversial? I really don't know, but it seemed like it at the time. I just was like, I want to make a lot of money, because I want to live the good life. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with wanting to have heaven on earth? If my mom gets sick, guess what? If I had a lot of money, I could treat her instead of using her shitty insurance to, just treat her temporarily and then kick her out to make room for another hospital bed. You know, I just want money because money is great. If my cat, you can see him over there, the half ginger cat, if he gets sick, I can afford to take him to the vet. If they give me some ridiculous price, I can pay it. I can hang out with the best women. I can hang out with the best people. I can travel. I can do things that don't spike my cortisol. This is why money is important. And my thought process at the time, it's still the same thought process now. I didn't think college was going to give me the bag. Especially when you show up and like, yeah, I went to community college. Can I get an application? That was not my intent. I want big stacks, so I want to do things that yield big money. Me, I've always been an entrepreneur at heart. I used to be a rapper, but I know, okay, SoundCloud. No, my shit was on Apple Music, Spotify, all the good stuff. And it just came to the point where I was like, So I opened a junk removal business. I've always just like been a scoundrel looking for money. Like the entrepreneurial spirit really, I embrace it fully. That's just who I am. I like to take nothing, turn it into something, and make big money off of it. That's just who I am. It's my DNA. I was just not going to get that experience at college. I just like being my own boss, and I don't like working with other people. Other people can be nasty. They can talk behind your back. They can make your work life hell. Keep in mind, you have to see these people 40 hours a week. You probably see them more than your own family. And I just don't want that type of stress. I don't want that type of cortisol spike in my life. I like working for myself. I don't like working with other people. That's just how it is. That's just who I am. So, junk removal thing, it's all right. It makes me money sometimes. It is what it is. It's a new business. I'm trying my best. My big thing, though, my real passion is I want to be the biggest on YouTube. That's just my goal right now. It's what I want to do. I like video editing. I like being on camera. It's fun for me. I like to do it. If I could make some money off of it, squeeze some nickels out of it, why not? It's a hobby that I like doing, but I want to be good at the hobby that I do. That's why I dropped out of college. I felt like I was just wasting time. I was marking time. All the girls were ugly. It is what it is. They were really ugly. Like they were not state college level looking girls. These girls had bigger beer bellies than me, mustaches, facial hair more than me. I don't even know if they were actually women. I don't mean to sound like that guy. That's important. I doubt a good looking woman would want to be at a college with ugly dudes. I'm just speaking from the male perspective. I didn't like the college I went to. I didn't like what they were teaching. I didn't think this could get me anywhere in life. That's why I dropped out of college. I had a hard time getting the bitches. What can I say? I'm a man to admit it. I'm man enough to admit it. But here's what I will say. I do think some people should go to college. If you want to be a doctor, obviously you need college to do it, unless you're taking people's organs out in a crusty hotel in Mexico. I don't know. You want to be a lawyer, you need to be licensed to do that profession. I would want a lawyer that went to college. I'm just saying, the profession that I want, I don't need to go to college to learn it. YouTube is a great resource. I'm just saying. You got chat GPTs and all that. All the information is in your hand if you want to start your own business. You don't need to go to college. Let's be real here. Let's be real. Okay? Some people do need college. Psychologists, doctors. We've established this. College just wasn't for me. But don't let me discourage you. You just need to look in the mirror, have a real good talk with yourself, and be like, what do I want to do? How do I want to do it? Is college necessary for me to survive off an income? Like, that's just what you need to establish. But that's why I dropped out of college. Couldn't stand it. Anyways, please make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. I'd love to hear it. Yeah, man, screw college. I just did not like it, dude. I've always hated school. But that could be another YouTube video. Let me know if you want to see something about that. I don't know. But I'll see you guys. Peace.